everybody, it's Christina from Redefine Creative, and I am back today with another layout using my handmade kit. And this is the challenge that Hannah, Megan, Felicia, and I are all doing on our channels, and I'll put the links down below to each of their channels as well. And so if you look, I have a link down below to the contents of my kit, so you can go back and look at everything that was in the kit to begin with. And today I'm scrapbooking this photo of my daughter on the beach in California, and it's just her wrapped up in a towel, standing on the beach, the wind's kind of blowing her hair, and it's just a cute picture. And so I wanted to make a layout that was kind of vertical through the center of the page. So you'll see I'm using that watercolor stripe paper from Dear Lizzie that I pulled out, and I added in some black cardstock out of my stash, as well as a piece of just regular loose leaf notebook paper. And I kind of riled up the edge of that notebook paper, and then I took my punch from Stampin' Up, that is that notebook edging, and added that with the black cardstock as well. And so you'll see I'm kind of just layering everything together, and it's going to go right in the center of that background white cardstock. And I want the edges of the notebook paper to stick out more on the top left and in the bottom right, so that I kind of have that diagonal going. And then what I did is I took a frame from that Heidi Swap pack that I put in my kit and cut it in half. And half of that frame went in the top left corner and half of the frame went in the bottom right. And you'll see what I'm going to do with that here in a second. So what I'm doing right now is layering together some of the paper from the 6x6 Rise and Shine paper pad. And that one right there, the chevron looking one, is actually the inspiration piece for this kit. And the pale blue stripe is the back side of that. So I am using our inspiration piece this time. And I'm going to go ahead and layer those pattern papers behind my photo. And I have them just a little bit off center. I don't like all of my layers to be exactly even. And I have them straight on three sides and then ripped across the bottom. And then what I'm doing right there is looking for a little strip where I can add a different pattern behind. And I had one of the manufacturer's branding strips from the big stripe paper left. And it had this neat geometric pattern on the back. So I'm just adding a little strip of that until I'm happy with the amount that's showing. And then I'm going to use that yellow heart pattern paper. And this is also from the Amy Tan 6x6 Rise and Shine paper pad. And I'm going to use that to map my photo as well. So I'm just creating a bunch of layers so that this photo is really going to stand out in the middle of this, bright pattern paper. Oh, I couldn't get that out for some reason. And then I go ahead and take my black cardstock and add a layer around the back just to make it pop even more. And I rip it over on the side instead. And there you see I've got some of those Maggie Home Rosette layered embellishments. And I have added those to those frame clusters that I put in each of those corners. And now I'm taking some of the ephemera from the Simple Stories collection and creating a vertical design with those. So I'm using those phrases to kind of add to this central vertical line of my layout so that it's going to extend from the top of the page all the way down to the bottom of the page. And I'm taking a few of them and putting pop dots on the back so that they are dimensional and they do stand up. So the one at the top says, "Make today ridiculously amazing." And then I have that today. And then I'm doing the tone on tone with the "Make it happen." And then the one beneath it that says "Real life." And that one had an arrow on one side, and I just cut it off so that it's straight, so that it goes with everything else. And then I'm going to grab these buttons from Paige Evans in the Fancy Free collection. And I added some of that black and white baker's twine in the center of that pink flower, and that one goes up at the top. And then I'm also going to add this turquoise color button and then also a yellow one in the bottom corner. And I do end up going back to the yellow one and adding the black and white baker's twine as well, just to make it stand out a little bit more and give it some additional dimension. I did take the pop dots off the back of those two because it was just a little bit too much dimension on the page. So I decided to get rid of that and go ahead and add the baker's twine for the dimension instead. Now you see me grabbing some of those chipboard glitter hearts from the 7 paper Amelia collection. And I'm scattering just a few of those on the page, and they work really well with the Maggie Holmes rosettes that I have in the corners because those also have some glitter gold detailing on them. And then I went to my sticker sheet and grabbed this summer, and I'm going to go ahead and add that at the bottom. And then I play around with a couple other embellishments and decide that I don't really like where they go. I end up going back to the Calberteschi foam thickers and pulling just a little star off, and you'll see that in the final photos at the end. It doesn't make it on here. But when you see the close-up pictures, you'll see I added a little black star down there by the real life. I also went back and added some of my sequins in the top left and bottom right corners, and you can see those in these close-up photos as well. I hope you enjoyed this layout and you're enjoying seeing what I am doing with this kit. Please make sure you check out Felicia, Megan, and Hannah's videos as well. And we'll see you next time. Bye!